It's times I guess I start to realise this is a reason why I probably will never be married ever again, because I'm such a weirdo. Hey, welcome along to a new vlog. Now, we're not going to be doing something special in this one. We're not going to be doing any exercises or any of that sort of stuff. Keeping that all off camera today. But I just wanted to talk about something that happened yesterday. And I referred to it briefly in the video I uploaded last night about a new short film idea, indie film idea that I had. Love it. Absolutely love it whenever this happens. I, for years, was a chain smoker. Like, I was that bad at one point. I was literally finishing off a cigarette and I was lighting the next cigarette off the one I was just finishing. So, hyper smoker for years. Crazy. So, I quit a few months back, quite a few months back. I've been off them that long now, I've actually lost track of the amount of time that I've quit smoking now. And that's one of these things where you'd never really fully get over the craving or the need for a cigarette. That's how addicting it can be. I've had a person tell me one time, it was actually a manager at my workplace, was talking about his own, I think it was his mother he was talking about at that stage. She had quit like 20 odd years, and she was telling him that, certain times of the day, like after a big meal or something, she would still crave a cigarette, because that's one of those times where you just really, really enjoy one. So this last week or so, having been off work and whatnot and everything, a lot of downtime, the old cravings were starting to set back in for me in a major, major way. So I thought to myself, okay, instead of slipping up, and actually, it was one of those times where it was like a 50-50 thing. I could go either way. I could fight through it and get past that craving, or I could slip up, go buy a pack, and probably end up back on them again. So I thought, okay, don't want to do that. So I ordered a pack of nicotine patches online from Amazon, and of course fairly swiftly at getting through this, like 2 or 3 days ago at this point, ordered them, and they finally came, and I thought, okay, right, I'll slap a patch on today so as to keep the craving at bay. I'd sooner put a patch on than risk, I'll just have one cigarette and it'll be okay. We'll have that one, we'll take care of that craving, and that'll be it. We'll go back to not smoking anything at all. So I thought, okay, that's a slippery slope. So patch on. Late in the day, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I slapped the patch on. Now, it was one of the strong patches, like a 24-hour patch at level 1. That's basically a level 1, and the step 1 on the nicotine patch, nicotine, I use, is for someone that smokes 20 or more in a day, so it'd be for the heavy smoker. So really, in hindsight, I should have thought to myself, okay, I'll get the step 3. This is usually something like somebody 10 or below in a day, or 5, 6 or below in a day. Very, very light nicotine content was out of this patch. But the thing is, with a nicotine patch, they can give you the weirdest dreams, like messed up. And it's times I guess I start to realise this is a reason why I probably will never be married ever again, because I'm such a weirdo whenever it comes to sleep in particular these days. And then this nicotine patch didn't help matters. Like, my sleep pattern is so messed up at the minute. Unbelievable. Like, I've been so underslept over the last week, it's not even funny anymore. But I lay down the night before last and went to sleep reasonably early. I was like 8:30 or something at night, and got over to sleep and had a nightmare. Had a weird nightmare. A nicotine nightmare. Now, these nicotine dreams that you get, some of them are the weirdest, craziest stuff that you're going to get. It's just the way the nicotine works on you during the night. Now, normally a 24-hour patch, you want to be putting that thing on as soon as you get up in the morning. That way, whenever you get to the end of your day, the strength of the patch is lowered, so you can sleep with it. You do get some weird dreams, but whenever you're getting whenever you fall asleep with a patch that's reasonably still strong, you're in for a weird night. So I had this dream, nightmare, let's just say, and it was, oh gosh, it was so messed up. So I bounced out of bed at, it was like 1:30 in the morning, no, maybe earlier actually, just shortly after midnight. Got to a certain point in the nightmare that usually wakes you. So boom, wide awake. I jump out of bed, scream at the top of my lungs because of, you know, back injury. You want to be taking it easy whenever you're getting out of bed, but one of those moments where you wake up, first thought you have after it, that is so messed up. I need to write this down, because that would be an intense part of a horror movie script. So bounce out of bed, scream, bad back, run to the front room here in the office, where I'm at now. I'm in my office. My bedroom's just down the hall here, like 5 or 6 steps. Turn to the left, 2 or 3 steps, you're onto the bed. So up, in here, get the script folder lifted, and pen to paper, start writing straight away. One of those things, if you're going to do that sort of thing, I've always recommended it. Anybody that's interested in indie film, or even content creation in general, if you have some of the best ideas I've come up with in the past have actually come from weird dreams. And if you don't write a dream down right away, you're going to start losing what happened in that dream. It's very, I think I can maintain it a lot longer than most people. Like, I could hold the memory of the dream for a couple of hours maybe, but a lot of us, within 20 minutes to half an hour of waking up, you forget most of your dreams. But this one was so vivid and real because of this nicotine patch that was just messing my head up, essentially. I got up, started writing, so I wrote down what I could remember from the dream, and did a little, not so much an outline of it, but kind of the way it spoke to me, like what it could be in a short film sense. So the dream itself was messed up. It was like, we were teenagers in the dream, or the nightmare. I was myself in the dream, of course, but I was younger. I was in my early teenage years, like 13, 14, 15 thereabouts, and we were hanging out in the town where we grew up, and we were looking for our parents for something, and we thought there were a certain house, so we went to this house looking for our parents, not just mine but the other people as well. There's a lot of kids involved in it around my age. So it came across in the dream as like a Goonies / Stranger Things sort of a thing. But we got to this big house just in the outskirts of the town here, and we got up and there's like a big garden party happening and whatnot, and a lot of people don't see our parents or anything at it, but we see members and residents from the town that we know of, you know, grown-ups, the older people, like the age I am now in reality. But again, 13, 14, 15 years old in the dream. So we're up there, we're checking things out, and there's a weird feeling, weird sensation of just being there at this house of all these people. And there's these, and this is where it starts to get messed up, so I don't know how far I want to go into this here, but there's a couple of women there, heavily pregnant, and they actually, water breaks at this point, they start giving birth to something that's not human, you know, that sort of horror, typical horror style sort of thing. At this point in the dream, the friends that I was with have vanished, they've disappeared, they've gone somewhere, I don't know where they're at. At this point, and this is the stage of the dream where it started to wake me up. Now, I like my horror, I like watching horror movies and that there, so I'm fairly desensitized whenever it comes to most things visually whenever it comes to horror movies. So whenever you're in a dream and you see some stuff like this here, it doesn't tend to annoy me so much in a dream. But there's this one feeling and moment within the dream where it's almost like witchcraft started to become involved in it. So I feel like it was like a cult sort of a meeting we're running the dream, the nightmare. The other kids have vanished at this point, and I start to feel drowsy, like something's coming over me. I'm starting to like it's almost as if there was like something in the air that was knocking me out, sort of thing, and you could feel yourself getting weak, almost falling over, and my vision started to glaze over the way it does in horror movies, or somebody's going to pass out or whatever. So I start to lose consciousness ever so slightly, and I felt myself falling in the dream. And then for some reason, again probably like a witchcrafty sort of a thing, like almost like the in Star Wars where somebody would use the force and like blast somebody across a room, the sensation came over me in the dream where I was lifted off the ground like levitation style and fired across the lawn and this the gardens of this like mansion sort of a place we were on. And that sensation alone within the dream is so real. You just felt that you're completely weightless, off the ground, completely out of control. What the heck's going on, sort of a thing. Fall to the ground, get up, and I look back, and everybody that is at this meeting are now, their faces have kind of changed. You know, not so much in like a demonic style, but the kind of feeling where you would have like the kind of style where you think, okay, these members of this coven or whatever it may be are coming after me. So the whole thing, looking me straight in the eye, right down the barrel, and they're all coming at me. And at that point, I start to run, of course, run into this house to try and hide or get out through a window out the back of the house, run. And at that point, there's a huge bang. Somebody getting through the door at me, and at that point I woke up and out of bed, and here started writing all that stuff down. The craziest dream slash nightmare I've had in a long time. But that, what I just went through there, I thought to myself, okay, that could be interesting for a short film. So I got up shortly after midnight, heading for 1 o'clock in the morning, get into the script folder, start writing a little bit of a brief outline of the dream, the kind of style that I felt would work with it, like Goonies slash Stranger Things sort of thing. So I'm still sitting at like 4 o'clock this morning writing. I think now 47 plus pages I've written on a vomit pass in the last evening. Fantastic. I love it whenever that sort of stuff happens. So crazy. So I don't know where that's going to go, but definitely, if you're having weird dreams on your nicotine patches, write that stuff down. You never know where it's going to take you. That, for me, was messed up, very interesting. So I just wanted to take the idea and run with it, see where it takes me. So there you go. Yeah, had cravings, patch on, weird nightmares. If you're going to wear a nicotine patch, do it properly. Put it on first thing in the morning. Don't get to halfway through the day and go to sleep early that night, because it's going to mess you up and the dome. But great idea nonetheless that came out of it. So don't know what I want to do with it, but I'm going to play about with it anyway, see where it takes me. Right, that's going to do it. I just wanted to share a weird story with you today. That's about as crazy as it gets. Alright, I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay safe.